Hey, this is Jeff with Property Lions. I wanted to give you an update on a property that we were working on an eviction. Here we are at a property in Des Plaines, Illinois. We're going to be doing an eviction. It took us a while because Cook County, Illinois was so backed up with evictions and foreclosures. We actually got the notice from the judge, signed off court order for the sheriff to come and physically remove them. The tenants are still staying here, or I should say squatters. We tried to work out an agreement with the squatters slash tenants, whatever you call it. We never had a lease with them. And they did not want to stay and pay. They wanted to stay for very inexpensive, way below market value. So we tried to work something out. And today is the day that we're gonna actually have the eviction. And we're just waiting for the sheriff to show up at the property. He's gonna knock on the door and let them know to grab their animals and grab their keys, and they're out of the property. So we're just waiting on that time frame to come. In Cook County, Illinois, which is always interesting, evictions are very difficult. So I wanted to talk about a property that we had that eviction on. The property's on Lee Street in Des Plaines, Illinois, which, as I said, is in Cook County. We made the decision to buy a property. This particular one was listed with a real estate agent. We got a very good price on it because it was occupied. It was a bank foreclosure. And we ran the comps, and it looked like the numbers were about $350,000, $360,000 in value. It was actually listed as a single-family home, but later on we ended up realizing it was a duplex and had two separate families living in it. Why we elected to do that is the numbers still work, and we had budgeted in on an occupied property money for an attorney, money for time and cost of carrying costs for the property while we did the eviction. We typically figure it's going to take 8 to 12 months to do an eviction in Cook County. They're very backed up. The court system is very much favors the tenants, and the process is very slow, and they're very backlogged. So we knew it going in on this project. We knew it was going to be difficult. We knew we'd have some interactions. On this particular property, I stopped in, knocked on the door, I ended up meeting the people that were there, and he was the former owner that was living in one half, and then he was leasing out the other half of the house as a duplex just for additional income. Very friendly people. I gave them an opportunity. I said, you guys want to stay and lease the property back? Yes, we would love to stay, but you got to keep in mind these people haven't been paying for multiple years. If somebody's been living in a property for free or very close to free, they don't want to move. They don't want to pay. So I offered them market rent between the two of them to stay. They refuse. Long story short, the police came and they said, well, we were unaware that this is a duplex, and so therefore there's two families, so your court order is incorrect. We will not do the eviction. And I tried to argue the fact of, hey, we have this person, here he is, he's not paying, and we have a court order to evict. They refused to do the eviction. I'm not happy at all with the way the Sheriff's Department handles the things with Cook County. It just does not seem right. You have a court order that says to remove the tenant, which his name is Gene by chance. He would not leave, and the Sheriff's Department would not make him leave. We went to get a new court order for the judge to sign off on both units, since it's now actually a duplex, not a single family home. So we're getting that right now, and we're getting rid of possession. Needless to say, the tenants now realize their time is up, and they don't want to fight in court, and they don't want to be kicked out by the sheriff. So one of the tenants on the left side, Gene, actually came up with $1,000. He said, give me till March 15th, which is better than going through the eviction. So we agreed to cooperate with him. The other person on the right side, his name is Kevin. He agreed to cooperate, and he applied for housing assistance and so forth because they're elderly and I believe they qualify. I will always give somebody a chance if you're willing to work with me, but nobody gets to stay for free and take advantage of the situation. So that's the latest update regarding that project and the eviction process. So we will have more to come on when the actual eviction, if it happens, because that's the last resort, is what we want to do is evict people. Going back to that, people always look at, I look at people as far as And we as a society, every action has a reaction. Example, in this case, we bought this property, have a mortgage on it, there's taxes, there's insurance that are moving forward. That's an actual cost. So it really, I guess, offends me when people stay, they know it's not the bank anymore. It's a private party. We've met those people. We shook their hands and said, we'll work with you, but you're going to have to pay market rent. We won't evict you. But we closed on that property in approximately August, and we didn't get the writ of possession from the court system till the end of October. Then we had to wait another 4 months for the sheriff to show up and actually do the eviction, which, because of the technicality of being a duplex instead of a single family, they would not follow through. We needed a revised court order for that for both families. So it's the fact of that we're going on now almost March. We still have no possession order. We purchased the property in August, paying mortgage payments, paying taxes on the property, we have to pay for insurance on it. Any of the notices or any of the water bills, that's going to go on as a lienable item. So at the end of the day, this property will probably cost $20,000 between attorneys, carry costs to get the people removed, and if we have to do it the hard way. So there's a big expense, and not to mention the fact of the time and energy and going over there and working with them and working with the attorneys and going to court. There's a lot. It's not just actual dollars expense, it's stress, it's time, and that's our most valuable asset is time. So it's something that you really got to consider. You got to be prepared to handle the stress of buying a property with tenants in it and the process of going through the eviction. It can be very, very difficult. In the end, I think our property on Lee Street in Des Plaines, Illinois is going to be a win-win. I don't think we're going to have to end up evicting the tenants that are both sides there because it's a duplex. I don't think we'll have to evict them. I think we're able to negotiate and work our way around with reasonable people. The one tenant is end up going to stay, and he wants to stay in the one unit, and he's agreed that he's going to pay market rent for the property. The gentleman on the left has actually found another property and says he'll be out on March 15th. That's one of the benefits and kind of the rewarding part of what we do. The bank would have evicted them with no mercy. That would have been it. There would have been no discussions, no mercy. Where an investor comes in, they buy the property, you actually have an opportunity to sit down, talk to the people, see if you can work something out. It's not that we want to displace people from their homes, we just got to make sure it's a win-win for all parties. So in the end, I think it's going to have a really happy ending. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to reach out, drop me a note or an email, or even give me a text or a call to maybe avoid some of the pitfalls that I've went through and learned through the process of doing evictions in Illinois. So don't forget, subscribe to our channel and hit me up with any questions. We'll see you next time.